What's going on, guys? This is Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing another LEGO Star Wars 2015 set review on the new Anakin's Custom Jedi Starfighter. And the set number for this one is 75087. The recommended ages are 8 through 14, and it has a piece count of 370, while the price point is $39.99. And man, if that intro didn't hit you right in the feels, this set certainly will, because this goes as far back as the original Clone Wars micro series that ran from 2003 to 2005, long before the Clone Wars that you and I both know. The Clone Wars that is basically responsible for me being a YouTuber ever even existed. Before that was even in development, we had the 2D micro series, and this hits you right in the childhood, man. I mean, if you were old enough to have been watching that version of the Clone Wars, then I mean, this set, the nostalgia is freaking real. This goes way too far back for one Ross, and I never thought LEGO would actually make this set or any sort of set from the original Clone Wars series, which is now considered non-canon, by the way. So I mean, this is just really gives me reason to believe that LEGO is just trying to backtrack, do the sets that they wanted to before they get thronged with the new trilogy sets and the spin-off movie sets and more Rebel sets, because they're not going to have time to go back and do the sets like these. So that's really what this entire lineup has felt like. I've said that multiple times, but this set just really puts emphasis on that, because holy crap, this is one obscure set that I never saw the LEGO group actually making, but I'm really glad they did. It's a little on the expensive side. I'm not really sure if it's worth the 40 bucks. It's probably only worth 30, but if you're willing to spend the extra 10 bucks for one hell of a nostalgia trip, then this set is probably really worth it. I'll get into all the reasons just as to why, but without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so starting off with Anakin Skywalker, this is quite literally the exact same minifigure that debuted with the Republic gunship back in 2013. So this is literally the exact same early Clone Wars / Attack of the Clones style Anakin that we had back then. It's literally the same minifigure just carried over into the set, and that's okay. It's just, given that now he's piloting his custom Starfighter like he did in the original series, it would have been nice if he had the headset, you know, but unfortunately he does not, and it is the exact same minifigure, and that's okay, because this minifigure is still really nice, with a pretty great deal of printing for a Jedi minifigure, especially with the torso and the utility belt still looking really awesome. The Padawan braid there and the leg printing is really nice, and yeah, it's always been a great minifigure. It's just one thing I still do disagree with to this day about this Anakin minifigure is that I don't like this hairpiece. Really, LEGO needs to make some new hair molds, because man, they have just abused this one, especially along with many others, for so long now that it's definitely about time they make some new hair molds, if you ask me. But if we go ahead and remove the hair back here to get a better look at the alternative facial expression, this one is much more aggressive and easily the more preferable facial expression, if you ask me. The back printing is really nice as well, with a continuation of what we see on the front, but still really accurate, and overall a really nice minifigure. And once again, though, even back then I didn't agree with the hairpiece that LEGO used for this minifigure, but other than that, it's still a great minifigure. Just really wish that it would have had a headset for this set to make it more exclusive and more unique, and just generally more fitting for the vehicle that he's piloting. Like I've already said numerous times, the nostalgia with this set is through the roof. I mean, I vaguely remember getting an Asajj Ventress action figure that was based off the Clone Wars micro series when I was a kid, so having a minifigure with this same design this far into the future, it is insane and really cool. I absolutely loved this Asajj Ventress design back in the day. It is still great to this day, and LEGO really nailed the face especially. I absolutely love the way it looks, and obviously one thing LEGO did continue with is no more animated faces like we have with the Clone Wars sets. LEGO dropped that for the Rebel sets, and it seems that with this set based off the 2D micro series, they dropped it for these minifigures as well, which is fine. I mean, having live action versions basically is fine by me. The torso is really nice and definitely pretty accurate to her appearance in the original Clone Wars series, and these lightsaber hilts are carried over. We've seen these with all these Asajj Ventress minifigures, and it's great to see them again. And then on the back of the head, we have as you know, pretty much the it's a very similar head printing to the original like the 2008 Clone Wars style Asajj Ventress, just obviously much more faded. And you can see, though, we do have the back printing here, which also looks really nice at back of her torso printing. And overall, it's a great minifigure with an awesome design. And I just, like I said, I just never thought I would see these sorts of minifigures based off the original Clone Wars micro series. It's freaking awesome. LEGO did a great job with Asajj Ventress. LEGO just calls this a standard Astromech droid on the box, and they advertise it as a standard Astromech droid, but it's actually R4P22. 22, and I don't know what prevented them from actually giving this Astromech droid its respective name, but this is in fact R4P22 from the micro series that Anakin had in his Azure Angel Starfighter, and it is definitely a really nice new Astromech droid. I absolutely love the print. We've all seen Astromech droids. I don't really think I need to narrate or commentate over the printing. You all know what Astromech droids look like in LEGO. The printing has always been great on them, and you know how they're designed and everything like that, so I honestly don't have much to say. You guys have all seen Astromech droids, so really nice new one though, to say the least, and it's not exactly like color-wise on the head. The eye should be blue, and I think this light here should be blue too, and not green, to make it look a little bit more like R4P22, but it's still a great Astromech droid, and definitely looks close enough and works really well with this set. Alright, so now that we've gone over all three minifigures, I'm going to go ahead and push them to the side, along with the box, so that we can get a better look at the Azure Angel here. This thing is freaking amazing, and the design really does work, and there's really nothing you can complain about. I would say, design-wise, these flaps here on these ball joints are probably the only thing that I don't really agree with. I think LEGO probably could have done something else, because they aren't as seamless as they are on the actual ship. Like, these things, they're just, you know, on the actual vehicle, they're really seamless when it comes to being a part of the actual design, and with this, they just kind of are just attached on there, and it doesn't really look right. That's a nitpick though. I mean, this thing is awesome, and I absolutely love it. LEGO really did nail the design with this, aside from that and the little nitpick that I have. And the cockpit opens up backwards basically, and inside we actually have a sticker, which I believe, I'm not exactly sure what that is on the control panel piece there, so if you know, be sure to let me know down in the comments below, because I can't actually figure out what it is that's actually on Anakin's screen there. But if we go ahead and take our Anakin Skywalker minifigure, there is unfortunately no place for his lightsaber as far as I can tell. Okay, quick correction. Yes, you do have these hooks on both sides, but they're so well hidden that they almost seem like they're just there to keep the wings in place, but really they are there to keep the lightsabers. But I mean, it's just, it's kind of hard to get them in there, and it's kind of abnormal, because usually they're more out in the open, a little bit more noticeable, but there are actually a couple of hooks on both sides to store your lightsabers, so my bad. Quick correction there. So the lightsaber has to be cast off to the side, and there is no space for his accessory there, aside from the little binoculars that are hooked in right behind his seat, which is kind of useless, but kind of cool at the same time. And yeah, so then the cockpit just closes right over him, and he fits in there perfectly. And then the Astromech goes right in here. R4P22, who unfortunately, like I previously mentioned, did not actually get its name mentioned, goes right in there, just slides right into the little slot in there. And basically there is actually a feature for our Astromech droid here, and you just push on this little Technic pin down here, and then the R4 goes launching out for whatever reason. That's always a cool playability feature to have in Jedi Starfighters. And the dark blue, the blue, and the white, all these angular pieces, it all just blends well, just so well together, and it just really works. And then we actually have 4 spring-loaded shooters on this thing. So LEGO certainly did not skip out on the playability features. This thing is freaking loaded. And so we'll use Asajj Ventress as our target here, if I can get her to stand up. And then we'll just basically, you guys know how spring-loaded shooters work. You just push down on them and they fire, and they are more than effective. They are a great playability feature. It's just that obviously, like I've said many times in the past, they don't exactly look like LEGO, but they are sure as hell the most effective playability feature LEGO has ever done. And we do get 4 of those. You have 2 on each wing. You can kind of see them right there. There's one on the top, one on the bottom, and then the same goes for the opposite wing. And then you'll notice on the bottom we actually have a couple more spring-loaded shooters stored. And man, I wish LEGO would do this more often, and just instead of having, you know, extra spring-loaded shooter pieces lying around, they could actually have little slots like this hidden somewhere on the set where they store them, and basically they just go in these little rubber Technic slots, and they're perfectly hidden underneath, and it works really well. And you'll see underneath here we also have some added detail, like these little binoculars here, and the engines that extend from the front all the way to the back, as accurate to its appearance in the original Clone Wars micro series. We do have a little bit of landing gear here that folds down, and then obviously it is supported, like right here, this slope is pretty much the back of the landing gear, so it does still sit perfectly when you have the landing gear out, even though there is only one piece, because once again the slopes back here are pretty much the support for the back. And yeah, so then the front, I should mention, there are a decent amount of stickers on the Azure Angel here. We actually, these 2 discs here, these 2 are pretty much all covered in stickers. That's what these 2 gray markings are. This is one big black sticker. And then on the side here, we do have the Republic symbol, and man, I miss the days when these were printed, because now they've just always been stickers, which is fine. But then on the side here as well, we also have another sticker right here. I forget what this symbol is, but if you know, be sure to let me know down in the comments. Exigence. And other than that, though, that's pretty much it for the stickers, I believe. And then obviously there's the control panel sticker, which I mentioned previously right in there. But yeah, other than that, there really aren't any other features. I mean, you have the, R4P22 can be launched out of his little slot here. Actually, it's actually a female Astromech droid from the original series there. And then you have these spring-loaded shooters. But other than that, there is not a lot of playability here other than the spring-loaded shooters and the launching Astromech droid. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, though. It's overall a great design. I mean, there's not much else to be said. It's just overall a great freaking set, and I think I'm really rambling on here. I just feel like there's more to be said here because I mean, like I said previously, the nostalgia is freaking real with this set. It is ridiculous, and I'm really glad to actually have this as a real set, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it, though. And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up. As a matter of fact, if I wasn't such a Ross, I would have totally remembered that these are actually stickers here. This is not printed. There's a sticker right here going along the top of this angular piece, and then you have stickers on both sides of it here and here. Probably should have mentioned that, but now we can go ahead and finish up the review. This $40 set has a box of what you could pretty much consider a $20 to $30 set, but yeah, some of you guys might disagree with me on that price point, but the design artwork that we've got going on here with the Coruscant sunset in the background, this thing obviously flying through the Coruscant city airspace, and we've got Asajj Ventress jumping on top of it. It's a really nice little scenario that they have going on here on the front, and then on the top we've got Anakin sporting the actual size reference along with Asajj and R4P22 on the top there, and then the back is pretty much the entirety of the features that I just went over, along with a ton of renders, really nice renders of a little battle scenario that I guess you could play out yourself. And then we have the Azure Angel on a landing pad with the two of them battling it out. And overall, really do like the way the Star Wars sets now have so many renders on the back. They all look really awesome. And yeah, man, there you go. The Azure Angel has a 77-page build, and if we go ahead and flip all the way back here, it's actually a 78-page build if you count the last photo there. I guess you could say the last page. It's not really a photo. And then we do have some photos, though, of the exact same photos that we saw in the back of the box, showing off all the playability features with the Azure Angel. And then if we go all the way to the back here, we've got pretty much a checklist of the entire 2015 winter lineup, excluding the microfighters. And man, I have barely even started reviewing all of these. Like, I am freaking terrified. I really hope I can review all these for you guys, but seeing this does not help, and this does not include the microfighters, like I said. Over here we do have a photo of some Rebels minifigures battling it out, the Inquisitor and Kanan, for an advertisement on lego.com/Star Wars, along with a little code there that you can punch in for some wallpapers and some other stuff that they obviously include. They just, they give it in all these instruction manuals the exact same code, I would assume. But yeah, man, pretty basic instruction manual. We get some pretty decent extra pieces with Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter, a pair of golden binoculars, which you do not see very often, and then we also get a couple of extra lightsaber hilts, and the Asajj Ventress lightsaber hilts I feel like are becoming increasingly rare because, man, I have not seen these in a while, so it's nice to get an extra one of these. And then obviously, like I said, an extra standard lightsaber hilt, and other than that, it's just a couple of connectors and just a bunch of 1x2 plates, some studs, and a couple of cheese slopes. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this review, though, and I guess now we'll go ahead and finish off this video. But man, this set is awesome. Definitely recommend it if you're willing to pay that 40 bucks. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Wait, hold on. We're being written out of the canon. Alright guys, and that pretty much concludes the review on the Azure Angel, this iconic ship from the original Clone Wars series, and this is probably going to be the last set that we end up seeing from the original Clone Wars micro series, as LEGO's about to be thronged with Episode 7, the entire new trilogy, the spin-offs, more Rebels episodes. There's not going to be room for any sets like this, which is why it really seems like with this lineup, as I already said, LEGO really seems to be pumping out sets that they missed out on previously before all of that starts, and this set is definitely awesome, though. If you enjoyed this review, maybe found it informative, be sure to let me know by dropping this video a like below and or your opinion down in the comments, both of which definitely mean a lot and definitely go a long way, man, as I always say, because it is a lot of editing that goes into these reviews. I mean, not as much as my analysis videos, but still, there's a lot of editing that goes into these reviews and a lot of recording, more so than you'd think. So your support is very much appreciated. You can also follow me on the Twitter, the Bookface, and the Instagrams, and all that stuff. Links to all of that is down in the description below, because there I post all kinds of behind-the-scenes photos and preview photos and all kinds of updates and stuff on mini minifigures that I'm working on, such as things like Reverse Flash, Age of Ultron figures, which I just started on, Minecraft minifig scale customs, and I'm also going to be doing Ant-Man down the line. A bunch of other stuff that you can catch over there that is not on here yet because it is a lot easier, like I always say, to post a photo over on those than it is to fully edit and record an entire video, man. So, yeah. That's pretty much it, though. This set is awesome, not worth 40 bucks, but if you're willing to pay that price, then you enjoy your nostalgia trip because this set goes way too far back. I hope I'll be able to review the entirety of this new Star Wars lineup and the DC sets. No promises. I'll do my best, guys. You know that I always do when it comes to reviewing these sets, but man, LEGO, with their winter releases, they just throw out too many for one Ross, so we'll see. But other than that, though, guys, that is it for this review, and I will catch you later. All right.
Bye.
When the and this trilogy and the spin-offs and all of it, I can't words, man. I just can't. What?